Hello there, it's me, Rex the dog, and it's laundry time, right? So whenever we got the laundry's getting put out to dry, we just think, screw it, let's make a video. And so that's what we're doing right now. It's very much the middle of the day, so we're suffering this awful lighting. Let me see if I can turn on the big light, if that's going to make any sort of difference at all. I don't know if that's gonna make me a little bit more visible because we got that backlighting behind us. But yeah, whenever we're putting the laundry out to dry, we think, screw it, let's put up there is a tripod. We're beyond the days when we used to tape the phone to the bag. So we crack out the tripod and we go, let's just make a video. Let's make a furry vlog. Now, a lot of my furry vlogs and I haven't done this for a little while. So my furry vlogs, I'm just sort of like listing the things that I've been up to, which is cool, because I like sharing that stuff, and I like, putting in the little clips and whatever, because there's always cool stuff going on, right? Always getting up to things, always going to shows, always training, always meeting new people, whatever. But I think at the moment, I'm not super interested in doing that, right? I think at the moment I'm less in the mindset of I just want to chronicle things in my life, and I'm more of the mindset of I kind of want to talk about themes, right? Which is a little bit more universal, right? Rather than just being like, oh, I did this thing. I think it's a more universal experience and a bit more valuable for both me in the process of talking about it and, potentially you guys listening in, is to talk about, what did that kind of mean? What did it make me think? Where's my head right now? Because, I don't know, maybe we can relate on some of these levels. Maybe you're having the same sort of thoughts at the same time, or... I'm very much rambling. I hit record and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But at the moment, I think it's just being from the other side of this. I was ill for that week and that kind of knocked me out for a bit. Just like a flu or something, but, it knocked me out from my usual sort of training and lifestyle and whatever. And you're sort of coming back to the world of the healthy. And also looking forward to summer, and looking forward to the future, and looking forward to how I'm moving towards new work that's going to give me a lot of free time. I'm thinking a lot more about goals. I'm thinking a lot more about systems. Even though I do that all the time. But I'm thinking about that stuff a lot more. And one thing that's really cool at the moment, at least for me, is I'm dedicating a lot more time to reading at the moment, right? If you know me and you've been watching these videos, you've probably seen that I'm quite disciplined in a lot of ways, If I've got a goal or I've got something in mind, I will follow it. You could even just cite this channel as an example. Yeah, I'm not going to say these are the greatest videos ever, or I'm not going to even say they're good, but they're very certainly being made, right? They're very certainly being made. When I made this channel, I was like, I want to get into this. I want to speed run this. I want to learn as much as possible and have fun doing it, and learn to communicate and talk to people in the comments, in the community, or the people who join the Discord. And I'm going to be posting videos every day, and I've been doing that. And since I got the streaming, I was like, oh, I'm going to do streams multiple times a week at this specific time, and I've been doing that, right? I talk about in these vlogs, I talk about projects I've been working on, I talk about training when it comes to running, or when it comes to resistance training, or whether it comes to, shouldn't be doing this without the gloves on, but I can do some open palm strikes, right? We talk about all these different things, and I'll show up, I'll be disciplined, I'll do it. One thing I've lacked discipline in for quite a few years is the these are all very active endeavors. You go out, you do the thing, bum, 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 there's movement. The things I've been struggling with in recent years are the activities that require a bit more sitting down. Reading, writing, meditating, whatever. I've been building up the skill the past few weeks of having the focus of reading again, and I'm really, really happy about that. I'm really proud of that, and in my own crazy way, one of the first books I read was a book all about how to read. Because that's what I'll do, man. I'm like, if I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it properly, right? I'm going to study it. So I read this whole book on reading and how you can read in different ways, whether you're reading simply for like entertainment or information, or whether you're reading to like link together different themes. I read this whole book on that, and I found that quite enlightening. I found that quite useful. And then I was like, you know, it was talking about how if you're reading an author, then to get the most out of it, then you should be reading the stuff they were reading, because it's all a sort of call and response and coming on this sort of like canon of literature or writing or whatever. Like they've put this work out in kind of like in conversation with the stuff that came up before. So I went like, oh crap, so I'm going to go all the way back. So I read the Iliad recently, which you might have seen. I did an Undertale video about the Iliad. Homer, the Greek myths, right? I've moved on to the Odyssey now, by Homer as well. And I'm going to kind of move through, and then I'm going to move into some of like the Greek tragedies and stuff like that. I've got this list, right, of these books I'm working through. So I'm kind of going to like move through like the sort of like great canon of literature and writing. But I'm getting a lot out of it. Hopefully it's going to translate to speaking as well. You know, if you're reading a lot and you're reading great authors and you're reading great ideas, then hopefully that'll translate a bit into like how I speak and how I communicate and the ideas I'm thinking about. But I don't know. Is that all I had to say today? I've been reading books. But I'm mixing it in with other stuff as well, because when it comes to books, I do like really enjoy like fantasy and like sci-fi and like horror books and stuff like that. So I am gonna like, you know, as one project be like working my through this like, you know, pretty challenging reading of moving through the sort of like canon of literature, and at the same time like just reading, you know, cool, entertaining, exciting books and thrillers from the modern age or whatever. So back into reading, which is cool. I mean, one reading that I've never stopped is I'm a big comic book guy. I'm a really big comic book guy, and I haven't stopped reading comic books. But obviously, you look at something like that, you got a lot less words, and you got the pictures, which help too. But that's not to say there's not really great, you know, comic book authors out there. You know, you think about guys like Garth Ennis. You start thinking about things like guys like Grant Morrison. You know, I'm a huge fan of like, you know, you start talking about Preacher. You start talking about like All Star Superman. You know, just a couple of stuff from those guys. I don't know. I'm reading. You got any cool things to recommend to read? I mean, as always, I'm here to talk. But so I'll leave this out to dry. Let's open the balcony a little bit. Wonderful. I'll see you all later. Love you guys. Bye, bye, bye.